Hola mi gente, hoy voy a hacer un episodio de Inside the Black Box podcast, and my name is Humberto Perez, and today I'm gonna talk about love, right? Nosotros latinos en esta generación que estamos oyendo y pues el amor, everybody's trying to be in love, and los tóxicos, las tóxicas, pues, and just talk about what love is now, right? And what's it like in the future, right? Marriage and everything. I'm happily married, right? 4 years, kudos to me. Pero yeah, let's just get to it, right? Lately, I spoke with a couple of people, and basically some people were telling me how like nowadays marriage is at a loss, right? It's just like Latinos, right? And like it's harder to find like algo pues real, something that's like meaningful, right? And I've noticed like nowadays it's like we see all these influences, right? Like social media, like we get so hyped over these celebrities, right? Prime example, right? Anuel con Karol G, and then that went down the drain. But people were like, "Oh, I'm trying to be like them." Another example, right? Shakira and Piqué. Like, look at them. They were, if I'm not mistaken, they were together for like quite a while. And look what happened with Piqué. You know what I'm saying? To Shakira, we talking about Shakira now. La reina, pues. Pero, it just shows like people look at that, people look up to them, and then they get motivated like, okay, I'm trying to be like that. And then when it falls down the drain, it's like, oh wow, if someone can cheat on Shakira, right, what makes me any special, and it sucks that we live in a world where we are still influenced by celebrities and social media and all this stuff, and like la cosa es que like nowadays people back then, the old love isn't the same, and don't get me wrong, there's still good people out here that are trying to find love, that are genuine, right? And there's still love out there, but it's way harder now, right? And the thing here is like we always see like nowadays, right, people try to stick, por ejemplo, right, like yo conozco unas mujeres que stay with the guy, like they, even if they're toxic, bro, I'm talking about like these guys are like the worst of the worst, like ain't no changing them, and the thing is, algo en su mente, they believe they can change the man, but the man ain't gonna change if he ain't really about you, right? It's like you can put as much, it's like how you say this, you can make a cake, right? You can make a cake. You can keep putting ingredients over and over and try to perfect it, right? But it's just not gonna taste the same. So you gotta understand when si un hombre te quiere amar, you'll know. He'll do the efforts, right? He'll open the door for you, right? He'll be a genuine, right? And that should never stop. Not just open the door, but showing love to you no matter what. Same way with girl and female, right? With girls to the male, she should always love you no matter what, right? Doing stuff, it's the little things, right? Like love languages, right? And I'm gonna get more in depth about that. And talk about what a love languages is, right? There's physical touch, emotions. There's acts of gifts, affirmations. There's 5 of them. Basically, I just want to get the breakdown of it. The first thing, like with me, right, when I was soltero, I wasn't really like in pues como lo dije, cuando yo era soltero, I got my heart broken, right? Everyone gets their heart broken. That's life. That's journey. And the thing is that when I got my heart broken, I'm gonna be honest, I became a F boy. I was just out there having fun, and I was trying to like figure it out, right? How can I not experience this again, or how can I be a better person? Like I try to find something within myself, trying to figure out what I do wrong, when sometimes it's not you, it's just the other person. But sometimes you're so blinded by love, you're thinking like this person's so perfect, right? You're blinded by your own self. And that's the thing nowadays. People are blinded, right? And I just want to talk about, like, don't, no matter what you go through, right, in love, don't let that stop you from loving someone else, right? Go through it, cry, do your thing, what you gotta do. Go find something, hobby, work out. I don't know, find something. It can be anything in this world, anything, but don't stop loving, because the moment you stop loving is the moment you give up on yourself, right? So, and another thing is, like, right, like me, when I went through that, on that heartbroken phase, right, I was gonna do me, figure things out. It took me 4 years, 4 years to figure out, until I found my wife later on, and I fell in love, so forth. But it took me 4 years. I'm not saying you're gonna be taking 4 years or 10 years. It's your journey, it's your life, right? So, you gotta kind of see how you go through things, physically, mentally, and if you're spiritually. We all got spiritual inside of us, you know what I'm saying? So it's a journey, right? You take it step by step, no matter what. And you're gonna have those downs where you're like, oh, you're gonna go out clubbing and stuff like that. And trust me, you're not. And I'm not saying there's people out there that probably found somebody out there in their club and having fun. You probably will for somebody like that out there, but the likelihood of you finding your true mate, yeah, I doubt you'll find him in the club enjoying. I feel like that's just fun, right? And so you might ask, well, how am I supposed to find he or she, if so forth? Well, like, prime example, right? Me. I didn't find my wife in the club. I'm gonna be honest. I slid in the DMs, but that's different, right? It's different for everybody, man, right? I was just, my opinion, I just felt like I didn't want to find a girl in the club or meet somebody. The likelihood, no one's out there to find. They're out there to be honest, to have fun, enjoy their time, and so forth. And so, like, it's like, and now in this generation, right? Well, like, I've noticed, like, in Latinos, right? We're starting to have less kids, man. Right? We're starting to realize, like, you know what? Especially how this economy is and everything, but, like, we're starting to be, we're starting to change our generation, right? Of us not having as many kids. Back then, my mom, my pops, they'd be breaking it down, having 6 kids, all that, grandma, grandpa, but now it's like it's not becoming a norm no more, right? It's very rare of us to start having many kids, obviously because of economy and what is it like now, right? To even afford a house, like, there's so much stuff, right? And I feel like it's a good thing. Yeah, it's a bad thing, good thing, but it just depends on the person. But overall, let's just get back to what I was saying in the beginning, about love languages, right? So I think every person should figure out the first thing before you get into love, una relación, lo que sea. La primera cosa que necesitas usted hacer es buscar tu amor lenguaje, right? Y a lo mejor van a preguntar, ¿qué es eso? Like, what is that? What is that supposed to be? And basically, I'm gonna break it down for you right here. And it's 5 things, right? The language of touch, right? Tocar. And it doesn't mean, try and get it on, que tener sexo, ain't nothing like that. No es nada así, pero es como amor de, tocando su pelo, o amor, darle un mensaje, algo que es, physical, pues. La otra cosa es service, all right? Love language of service, el amor de servicio, pues. And it can be from, you making dinner, right? You cleaning the house, right? It's the simplest things, acts of service, right? Por ejemplo, limpiando la casa, cocinando, pues pensando de la persona, right? Thinking about the person, right? And that's what it's about. And then the third love language is palabras, el amor de palabras. Y ese lenguaje es por ejemplo, cuando amor, te amo con todo mi corazón, o amor, eres mi única, o amor, diciendo algo, right, a la persona que, just anything, basically saying any kind of words that you love them, any kind of, a lo mejor va a ser su lenguaje, that might be their love language, and another thing is time, right, el amor de tiempo, and that's basically where, okay, here's my time with you. I'm gonna go watch a movie with you. I'm just spend the whole time with you, right? Voy a ir y ver una película contigo. Eso es todo lo que tú quieres hacer. Eso es lo que vamos a hacer, pues, stuff like that. And then the last one, el amor de the gifts, right? And basically that one's straightforward to the point, right? You give them clothes, you give them some flowers, you give them some, I don't know, an Xbox, PS5, what I'm saying? Whatever that guy or that female wants as a gift, you give it to him. But it doesn't have to be a physical gift. It could be the most simplest thing. A letter's a gift. What else? I'm trying to think. You get what I'm saying. Ustedes me entienden lo que estoy diciendo. Es lo que puede ser, si le quieres dar ropa, si le quieres dar un PS5, si lo quieres dar, no necesita ser algo, caro, pues. Puede ser lo que sea. Y esos son los 5 amores del lenguaje, right? The 5 love languages. And it doesn't mean you gotta be all 5 of them. Some people are just 1. Some people are like 4. Some people are 3, 2, 1. You can have various love languages, right? But first figure that out on your own. Figure out what's your love language. Figure out who you are. Mira lo que te gusta, lo que no te gusta, lo que sea. Y once you figure that out, trust me, the likelihood of you finding your love is going to be way much more easier. But you got to figure out who you are, right? Necesitas buscar quién eres tú. Si no puedes buscar el amor contigo, ¿cómo puedes pues enamorarte con alguien que ni sabes quién eres tú primero, So it's like, figure out who you are, love yourself, and once that's done, boom, you're on to the next step, right? And so like once you do that, I feel like you'll find a bigger picture within yourself, right? And some people, well, I already found that. Ya unas personas a lo mejor van a decir, ya sé lo que yo busco, ya sé who I am, o yo sé quién soy, lo que sea. Okay, you're right. Pero con todo es tiempo, right? With everything is patience. You got to be patient because love is patient, right? So you can't rush it, And we have nowadays is so much independency, dude. So much independency, so much independencia, right? And that's a big another thing, right? Some females be like, or males be like, well, I'm independent now. I got my business going, this and that. How do I find time for love? How do I find time to be with somebody else? And that's the thing, right? You might be busy, right? You might be making so forth how much money. You might be doing this and that. But if you want love and if you want to be with somebody, you got to understand with everything comes time. Just like how you have a business and how you dedicate your time, you got to find time no matter who it is. You bring a child into this world. Stuff that happens, you always got to make time. You might, well, I don't know how to. And you got to figure it out, right? You got to figure out how, okay, dang, I know I got to do this, but let me build a calendar. Let me do something that I can show, like, okay, I got some spare time there. Let me use that time to figure out who I'm trying to meet with, who I'm trying to get to know, and let's be honest, males or females, if they don't make time for you, if they don't even, if they think, I got this going, I respect the hustle, you know what I'm saying? If they got their business going and everything, respect it. It is what it is, right? Pero la cosa es, por ejemplo, si tienen su propio negocio, lo que sea, y ellos no pueden, it's a hustle, you know what I'm saying? You respect the game, right? But you also got to understand, you'll never find love, right? If you work, and there ain't nothing wrong. I'm not saying like people aren't work, but you got to know how to balance yin yang. You can't just eventually, you're right. If that's the way you want to pursue, great, pursue that way. Go ahead and work, and if that makes you happy, great. But if you're trying to find some love, you got to find a balance in between. There's not one way. It's in multiple ways, right? Just like a river, it goes various ways, right? So at the end, like I met people, and they tell me like, hey, like, dang, I'm going through stuff, right? And like, they say, I don't know what to do, like our relationship is not going as good, so forth. So, por ejemplo, personas que me hablan y me dicen que sus relaciones pues no están yendo bien y lo que sea, y me preguntan, cómo yo lo hago, y yo siempre le digo que I simply just tell them, like, first things first, right? Communication, right? You gotta know how to communicate with your significant other, or communicate even when you're trying to get to know somebody, right? Communication is a big thing. I feel like we're starting to lose that because we're always on the phones, we're always doing something and not using our voice, right? And it's another thing when someone, we as men, in my opinion, right, I feel like we always try to fix things. It's like just something hereditary, right? We're always trying to fix this, and sometimes when you understand what a woman wants is simply some women just want you to listen. It's that simple. Just, okay, let me listen, let me hear you out. Y lo que está diciendo es que a veces unas mujeres no quieren que le arregles todo, pues solamente quiere que escuchen, ¿no? Que, por ejemplo, like, nosotros siempre queremos fix everything, right? Y la cosa con eso es que unas mujeres no quieren que le ayudes o lo que sea, solamente quiere que la escuches y que no digas nada, right? And that's the thing, you gotta start listening, right? And just like a woman to men, right? Sometimes a man, he don't want to hear all that stuff, right? He don't want to hear this. And sometimes some men, like me, I like when a woman comes and tells me, hey, how you feeling? Or hey, like, what's going through your mind, right? Because we must try to hold everything in, right? We try to be like, you know what, I'm just gonna move on the next day. And some of us, right, we like the open communication. Go ask me how my work day was. Go ask me how my day's going, how I am mentally, right? And that's a big factor. Like, people don't, how many of the days do you go and you're probably asking, hey, how are you? Like, really, how are you, right? Most people don't do that. And some do. Some don't, some do. But like I said, communication. That's the first thing I think. Comunicación. With that, I'm telling you, this is going to take you hasta las estrellas. It's going to take you, te va a llevar hasta los cielos, lo que sea, pero con comunicación todo es posible. Pues eso es lo que yo creo. Y obvio que you're going to go through relationships que vas a ir en relaciones que no van a ser buenas, pues you're gonna go relationships that are not gonna be good, and it's gonna suck. Cause at first it's gonna be, la primera vez va a ser tan bonito, con estrellas y flores y corazones, lo que sea, and it's gonna be good, hearts and loves and all this good stuff. But I'm telling you, man, a veces nosotros no pensamos mucho con el corazón, no con la mente, right? Sometimes we think too much of the heart, not too much of the mind, right? And we oversee all these red flags and stuff, right? But it's a journey. Embrace it, because once you do, you'll learn, and once you learn, you'll grow, and once you grow, hey man, you can only get better from there, right? So, y lo que está diciendo que aprenden de todo, porque cuando aprenden de todo van a crecer y a ser mejor de lo que ustedes eran en el pasado, ¿no? Y pues eso es lo que le quiero decir hoy, que y también ten cuidado con los tóxicos, las tóxicas, porque en este mundo ahorita todo lo que yo veo en Instagram, Facebook, de verdad, no sé si el amor todavía está acá en el mundo, pero a veces sí veo que el amor todavía existe y yo creo que sí es posible que nosotros lo podamos amar. También yo entiendo que I understand, like, you know, nosotros, right, we sometimes have standards, right, which everyone has standards, right, and I get that, and as you should do, you know, have your standards, right, but also don't, I'll be honest with y'all, I'm gonna go to males, I'm gonna go with the ladies, you know, ladies, y'all asking for 6 feet males, asking for full beards, asking for what else, man, 6 figures, right? You gotta think everything. You gotta open your eyes and see how the world is right now and what is it like in this economy. And just like males, right, I want a lady with a fat ass, or there's some guys like that. I want a lady with the body, this and that, right? I want a lady to nurture me every day. I want a lady that cooks for me. I want a lady that, right, all that stuff. I want a lady that take care of me. Who knows, man? Whatever y'all want, right? And just like how male, female, whatever y'all standards are. I get it. You got to first, right? Everyone, you got to be attracted to somebody. That's hands down, right? You can't just expect someone, just because you look at them, boom, I'm falling in love. No. You got to have some type of attraction. But you got to know, attraction eventually is just going to die out. You might not think of it, but when you go old, when you 60, 70, 80, 90, 50, 40, who knows? You going to age, right? But I get it. You got to have a spark in the beginning, right? And that's where that attraction comes in. But set some realities too, right? And that's another thing we got to be realistic about. Like my wife, she's gorgeous. You know what I'm saying? I didn't really have, I don't say I have no standards, but like me, I like what I like, right? And a mí, por ejemplo, yo no tengo, por ejemplo, no tengo algo que, yo quiero una mujer así, yo quiero una mujer con esto. No, a mí solamente no soy tan complejo. Yo, lo que me gusta, ¿no? And I like what I like, you know what I'm saying? She has a good soul, and she loves me and takes care of me, and just genuine, man. That's all I want is genuine, right? Algo que es real, pues. No quiero algo que es falso, algo que no. Y la cosa is that's just me, you know. Not most guys are like me, right? I don't really I don't say I'm perfect, because I'm not. No one's perfect, you know what I'm saying? But I learn and I get better. And that's what it's about, man, right? You know, like, I feel like if we were to just open our eyes and see the world what it is, and yes, have some kind of attraction for the significant other, I feel like if we were able to love that and just not be like, you know, especially, we can't say we can't be off social media, because nowadays social media is always going to be there. But if we were just to open our eyes and be like, okay, wow, like, okay, this person is attractive. Maybe not like, you know, the most attractive person, but he's attractive. He or she, I'm good to know him, right? And not everybody's going to be great personality, everything, but, you know. But I feel like we were open to not have such high standards. And I don't want to say have too low standards, but in between, right? I feel like we'll be open to more love. Because there's some people that genuinely want to love, right? But standards, you know what I'm saying? And that's another factor, which there's nothing wrong with that. But it's just, there's so much factors nowadays, right? Back then I don't think it was like that, where it was like, man, you had to go walk to see a girl or a guy, you know? You had to take the bicycle. It wasn't like how it is now, you know what I'm saying? Like, all you gotta do is slide in a little message to get sent across the world, boom, you know what I'm saying? So, el amor sí cambió, you know. Antes no era como amor de, antes necesitas ir a su casa a ver quién, you know, o mándale una letra, ¿no? Pero hoy en este mundo solamente la mandas un DM y ya. No es como era antes. Y Creo eso cambió. Eso los afecta, pero quién sabe. All I know is at the end of the day, make sure you love yourself. Figure out who you are. Figure out your love language, right? And y'all can go online. It's not like it's none of this stuff. It's not like this stuff isn't accessible to anybody, right? It's accessible to anybody. And just go online and go see and figure out who you are. Just figure out who you are. Because on this, so like I'm looking at here at a report, right? It's a new report from Center for Latin America, right? Caribbean Latino Studies, the Graduate Center CUNI tracks partnership status rates in the United States by race and ethnicity, right? And it says here, let's see what it says here. It says, let me see. Let me go back. Oops, that thing is not doing what I want it to do. Oh, dang it. Let me give me 1 second. Set up cookies. All right, let's see. On this map, right, it says, all right, let me break it down to you. Over the past 30 years, right, the general portion of married men and women in the United States declined from 60% to 50%. Imagine that, right? 60 to 50%. And let me I'm gonna probably post this on the page so y'all can see too, but I'm trying to show you something right here real quick. Let me see. Here we go. Let's see. There we go. All right, so it says, here we go. Let me break it down. Okay. It says the percentage of young Latino adults, right, married decreased from 50% to 33% among men and 51% to 36% among women. On the other hand, among foreign-born Latinos, the marriage level changed very little, from 60 to 58% among men and 62 to 58% among women. And it says the percentage of cohabitation was similar between the domestic-born and foreign-born, right? So, based off that, right? Oh, my bad. Hold on, give me a second. It says individuals between the age of 18 and 34, right? It says of young Latinos who were married decreased from 50% among Latinos and 59% among Latinas in 1990 to 28% and 35% respectively in 2017. So, like, as you can see, right, those are drastic numbers, right? And who knows, right? Like, Mr. Raza, how it's gonna be in the next couple years, because so many factors play a role, right? Houses, right? That's a big thing nowadays. Just to even afford to live in your house nowadays, right? Most people are now living con su, su papá, su mamá, lo que sea, porque it's tough out here now, right? But at the end of the day, man, no matter what statistics say about percentage of married Latinas, and this was from 1990 to 2017, just to clarify. So and this was the Graduate Center SCU9 tracks and partnership status rates in the United States by race and ethnicity, so forth. CUNI. But at the end of the day, the last thing I will say is, you're gonna feel alone. You might feel like the most loneliest person in the world, but at the end of the day, you gotta remember that you know who you are, you know what you give, you know what you can be, and don't let that stop you. El amor existe. Nunca pares pensando que el amor es falso o lo que sea, porque el amor existe. A lo mejor en este momento no, pero en el futuro sí. Y con todo, just me, right? Con todo, I got, right here, Diosito. Pero some people aren't religious, but find something that gives, busca algo que te da purpose, right? Algo que te da para tu alma. And yeah, that's basically it. That's all I would say. Hopefully this thing was short. I don't want to, be too big. But my name is Humberto Perez. Mi nombre es Humberto Perez. Y este es mi podcast, Inside the Black Box Podcast. Y hopefully you guys enjoy it. And like I said, man, be careful, because las tóxicos is a real thing, So have a good one. Adiós. Mucho amor. Que se cuiden. Adiós.